Hello and welcome to the Stanley Cup Final TWIH. This is it. This is what we've been waiting for. The beard conversation. As you can see, I'm looking at it in the camera. This is roughly 1.5 months of growth. Okay, you can see it's strong. Whoop, it's strong down here. It's a little scraggly here, a little loose here. Thin rather is what I say. Thins out here, but my goatee game has always been strong. The color change I spoke of is not quite happening. It's darker brown here, but when it really grows out, it gets redder. But this is where I'm at. I feel like this is a fairly respectable playoff beard. If you saw a player with this, you'd be like, okay, yeah, all right, that works, that's cool. There are guys that can do this, there are guys that can do better than this, and there are guys that can do worse than this. So let's take a quick moment to take a look at some beards. First, we'll start with Derek Engelland, captain of the Vegas Golden Knights. He rocks a solid beard. Next, we've got Jason Garrison, I think that's his name. Look, here's the thing with him. This is why I picked him. Number one, he's got a great beard. But you'll notice he has a Tampa Bay Lightning hat in this picture. He's a former Tampa Bay Lightning player that was sent to Vegas during the expansion draft, and Vegas subsequently, got rid of him. I don't remember if he is healthy scratched or they'd send him to the AHL or just traded him somewhere. I didn't care enough to look up because Vegas obviously didn't care enough to keep him. Next, Victor Hedman of the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Viking, with a solid contribution to the playoffs. His beard is looking like mine, except it's probably the sides are a little thicker. That's fine, good for him. Alex Ovechkin, he's always been a performer in the playoffs, regardless of what anyone says, and his beard is another indication of that. Okay, Ryan Ellis of the Nashville Predators, they've been knocked out already, but that beard, this guy grows a beard. He looks like a hipster motherfucker, but he grows a very big, bushy red beard. And then we've got Chris Thorburn of the Jets, who is basically a Jesus lookalike. You put some robes on him, put a crown of thorns, excuse me. That's a done impersonation, Now, let's get to the juicy stuff, okay? Let's get to the beards that aren't quite beards, you know what I mean? I have earned the right with this beard because every beard that I'm about to show you is worse than mine, and I can do that. If Ryan Ellis or someone were to walk by me, I would have to get out of his way because the bigger beard, the better beard, has the right of way, and these beards are worse than mine, therefore I get to talk some shit. Patrick Laine, let's look at his. He's got a lot of length down here on the chin strap, but it just makes him look like an Amish man. Sidney Crosby. It looks like beard growing is the one thing he does not practice. Evgeny Malkin, another Penguin. It looks like he just has some pubes on his face. Maybe just transfer them down there and just don't worry about the beard growing, Evgeny, okay? Wild Bill Karlsson from the Vegas Golden Knights. He also looks like an Amish guy. What is it with guys who can grow down here but can't grow the mustache? It's perplexing to me. I don't really quite get it. TJ Oshie. It looks like the first beard he has ever grown in his life. I guess he is just now hitting puberty. Brad Marchand. Now, the truth about his beard is it is carefully crafted so as to only slightly tickle the people he licks. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this round of beard chirping. Let's get on with the actual TWIH. They've done it. The Caps, not the President's Trophy winning team, not the even better, more stacked team they had the following year, but the depleted, definitely not as good as those teams' Caps, have made it to the Stanley Cup Final. After years and years of playoff disappointment, Alex Ovechkin and company finally got around to slaying their demons. And by demons, I of course mean the Pittsburgh Penguins. Once the boys in black and gold were disposed of, the Caps were free to go as far as they damn well pleased. You think Tampa Bay actually stood a chance after a series win like that? It's like the difference between the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises villains. Tampa might be the bigger, stronger opponent, but the Penguins were the Caps' true arch-nemesis and thus was the bigger victory. It also helps that Ovechkin and Kuznetsov are the two leading playoff scorers, while the best Tampa skater, Kucherov, sits at 9th and is the only Lightning player in the top 10. Which includes 6 players from eliminated teams. However, the Caps aren't the only team to defy expectations in this playoffs. The Vegas, I don't give a shit if you call them a Cinderella team or not, Golden Knights were busy wrecking shit back when the Caps fans were still ready to fill their pants with it during the Penn series. There's something to be said about a whole team united by the giant chips left on their shoulders by their former clubs. This team has spent the entire regular season as the team no one expected to win, and they're firmly shoving it all right back in our stupid faces. Of course, when you look a little closer, Vegas is pretty much performing as expected. A strong top line that buoys the slightly underperforming depth lines. The real story of Vegas' ascension in these playoffs can be explained in 3 words: Marc-Andre Fleury. The Canadian Flower is playing the best postseason hockey of his career, and he looks like he's only getting better. Fleury has always been an acrobatic goalie, but when his save percentage matches the eye test, it is truly a sight to behold. I imagine Crosby is huddled in his Canadian lake house, staring at a picture of Fleury, willing him to defeat the Capitals and maintain the legacy of failure at the hands of a Penguin, albeit an X1. And that is why I say the Golden Knights will win the Cup in 7 games. You can kind of see right here the redness I'm talking about.